In this video, I'm going to be providing you with the exact trading opportunities on the major dollar pairs, and of course, we're going to be starting off with EURUSD. So, Euro dollar at the moment on the daily time frame is bearish from this high in towards this low. Obviously, we've made a pullback in towards the 786 fib, providing us with that daily retracement in towards the highs. So, we've now seen a V-shaped reaction, an aggressive bearish move since we tapped in towards this area of supply over here, and we're now pushing in towards the downside. And this could mean that after tapping in towards premium supply and seeing that V-shaped reaction, that this is the start of a new daily leg in towards the downside to target that daily week swing low and continue its bearish swing trend in towards the downside. Now we're waiting for confirmation, and confirmation will come obviously once we see a daily internal break of structure, because we can clearly see, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, that the overall trend is in towards the upside internally, right? However, for now, the internal trend to shift, we need to break this low over here. Once that low goes, we wait for the pullback and we short big time on EURUSD. Now, an early tail sign to identify that the daily is shifting momentum is to keep your eyes out for the third type of structure, which is fractal structure. Now, looking at the daily over here, we can identify that the current daily fractal structure is also bearish, because after a break of this low over here on this bearish candle, we had a fractal break in structure. Why is that? Because this was a fractal high break. Over here, this bullish candle's high got broken by this bearish candle over here, meaning that this is now your fractal low on the daily, and we've now seen a fractal break. So after that fractal break, it could mean we see a pullback and then further downside continuation. Price is currently stalling inside this sell before the buy candle. However, we've already tapped into it with this doji over here at the time, making me not a real big fan of this overall demand zone. Of course, we had kind of like a refined zone over here, which we did see some initial reaction to on the lower time frame, but nothing substantial for any long opportunities. Now, what I'm looking for is really based on the 4-hour time frame, because now that we know that the daily fractal is bearish as well, we can keep an eye out for a potential 4-hour trade here on euro dollar. Now, the order flow is bearish in towards the downside. This is currently our fractal high, and this is our fractal low. We've now made a pullback in towards the highs. So a pullback in towards that 618 fib exactly. We're starting to reject this area of supply, this buy before the sell. So I'm now looking for a shorting opportunity on EURUSD. So why am I looking for a shorting opportunity? Well, we still have liquidity over here. So I'm still trying to take out this low. For myself, there is no clear area of demand here to our left. The daily fractal is now bearish as well. Daily or the 4-hour fractal is bearish as well. We have a 4-hour supply over here. So as long as this high over here is respected, I am looking to trade EURUSD further in towards the downside, towards this daily area and this 4-hour area of demand. So that is EURUSD for myself. Quickly going in towards the 15-minute time frame, we can also see that the 15-minute is heavily bearish in towards the downside. Now, what I'm waiting for is to see, can order flow shift on the lower time frame, because at the moment we can see that our swing structure is bearish from that high in towards this low. However, the internal structure over here with this push down, pullback, push down, flipped after breaking this high. What you can then see is that this kind of like a sell over here before the buy, that becomes your area of demand. Now we tap in towards that, excuse me, let me just readjust the chart. So this sell before the buy, we move out, we move back in. Then again, sell before the buy over here. We move out with one single candle, we move back in, and we move back out. Now it's beginning to get a little bit tighter due to the increase in volume, but every single time you can see sell before the buy, tap back in, move back out. Now what I'm looking for is to see, is this candle over here going to be respected? Is this sell before the buy going to be respected? Because otherwise what could happen is a break of that internal high over here, the fractal low, excuse me, and then we just follow the order flow in towards the downside, and then those shorting opportunities will come. So keep an eye, are we going to break that 50-minute order flow? Preferably you'll want to be shorting from the extreme zone over here with your stop loss above the high, but obviously if we already see order flow shifting and we have now tapped in towards this light blue zone, which is your 4-hour area of supply, then yeah, the price could already start shifting in towards the downside, and I will be looking for those shorting opportunities. Now moving on in towards the dollar index. because the dollar index is always used as confluence. So on the dollar index, what we can see is that we've had a 4-hour BOS. The only thing I don't really like about this 4-hour BOS, aka break of structure, is the fact that it's more a liquidity grab than really a break of structure. When we see that break of structure, you want to see more momentum. However, at the moment, we do have some 4-hour demand located over here, which we could just tap in and then continue that move up higher. So keeping my eyes open for this 4-hour area of demand. Now the 4-hour swing is bullish. The daily is bullish as well. We had that daily wedge in towards the downside, which we broke out of. I am now definitely looking for further upside, especially also with the daily fractal structure being bullish as well. We've taken out this high over here, and we've also taken out the highs down below over here, meaning that the daily fractal structure is bullish, the 4-hour swing is bullish, the daily swing is bullish. So definitely looking for that further upside on the dollar index, also after this V-shaped reaction. So that's the dollar index moving in towards AUDUSD. So AUDUSD is very similar to euro dollar. Looking at the daily real quick, we can see that the daily is still bullish. Obviously, if we just draw in the premium versus discount tool, we can see that we've pretty much pulled back in towards discount over here. The difference with euro dollar, however, is that the daily fractal structure is still bullish until this low over here, meaning that there's a higher probability for Aussie dollar to move up higher than, for example, euro dollar. Now, looking at Aussie dollar over here on the 4-hour time frame, because that's obviously where it gets more interesting, is that we can clearly see the 4-hour is still bullish. So the 4-hour is bullish from this low in towards this high. Now, also on the 4-hour, we've also pulled back pretty much in towards this zone of demand, or of the EQ, excuse me, so the 50% mark of the overall swing range. But what you now want to see for any potential long to occur is really some bullish momentum to come in towards the market. Now, the difference with Aussie dollar compared to euro dollar is that the fractal structure is bullish all the way from this high over here in towards this low, meaning that I'm still more than happy to look for a potential shorting opportunity from either this zone or this zone. Also keeping in mind that the dollar index is bullish, meaning that Aussie dollar could move down lower. So what I'm currently looking at is to see, are we going to see any shorting opportunities from this supply zone or from this supply zone, with this supply zone obviously being the higher probability zone. So that is what I'm looking at the moment. So then we go in towards the 15, and then you want to identify your entry criteria. So for myself, we would need to break this low and then see a pullback for a shorting opportunity over here on Aussie dollar. So that is that. Moving on in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar at the moment is pushing back up in towards highs. Sadly, did not provide us with a break of structure, meaning that we're still bullish on the 4-hour swing structure. So no BOS as of yet. So this could be good, could be bad. At the moment, obviously, when we are in, let's say, the extreme of a swing range from this low in towards this high, you can look for a long opportunity from here. I was looking for a long if we would have taken out this low over here, pushed down, and then this would have been, for example, a fractal high, then boom, boom. Then we look for the long like I explained in yesterday's video. Sadly, we didn't get it, so therefore I'm staying out. For now, waiting for us to reach this area of consolidation, which is our area of supply, with this being our fractal high, this dotted line over here. And from there, we can look for a potential short again. And why would I look for a potential short again? Because of the fact that the daily fractal structure is now bearish. So we broke the daily fractal low over here. We now have that daily fractal supply very clearly over here. And inside that daily fractal supply, we have that 4-hour supply as well. For the rest, we have a clear 1, 2, 3 pattern. So I am looking for a further downside correction on pound dollar. Also keeping in mind that the dollar index is bullish as well. Now moving on in towards Kiwi dollar. So NZD US dollar. As we can see, we saw some initial reaction to our zone over here. However, this is during the Asia session. Asia session, less volume, less probability for our trade to play out. Of course, also after seeing a 4-hour BOS, what you expect a pullback. So now what I'm looking for is a push up higher in towards this fresh area of supply, potentially a long opportunity from this sell for the buy candle. Otherwise, we wait for shorts once we reach this area of supply. And then we wait for a fractal change in structure and then for that shorting opportunity, because that is obviously also where the 50% mark lies, aka premium, from where you want to be selling. Now going in towards a daily on NZD USD, We have, however, got a bullish daily swing structure on NZD/USD, and we have pulled back in towards the 50% mark of the overall swing leg from this low in towards this high. So the probability of us, let's say, taking a short over here has already decreased. So if you do take that short, you will have to manage your position more aggressively. Keep that in mind. Moving on in towards our last pair, which is gold. So gold has reacted to our area of daily demand. Didn't really react to this 4-hour area of demand, sadly. Obviously we did push down lower like we expected in yesterday's video, so that played out beautifully. Now we pushed down, pulled back, and we just followed the overall fractal structure. So this was the fractal break over here on this low. Now this is your fractal high and this is your fractal low. So if we want to look for any longs, either we need to see one more push down, break the fractal low, then break this fractal high, and then boom, structure shift, or we need to wait for a push up higher, break this fractal high, and then the fractal high will align with the overall structure over here, and then we can look for a pullback and then a further long in towards the upside. So that is that for gold. So looking for longs, but first we need some more structural development. So thank you so much for tuning in today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, join the Discord community, link in the description down below, and make sure to check out the other videos on this channel. Thank you for watching and speak soon.